Team Shmetta, and welcome to my AIRFLARE tutorial. There are a lot of crappy tutorials out there, so I thought it was finally time to make a good one for you guys. One you should also check is the one made by Just Do It. That's a really good one too. Before starting with an AIRFLARE, make sure you master the windmill, the flare, and especially the spinning handstand. If you don't master these three moves, you should probably train these first. We wouldn't want anybody to get hurt. That was cute. So now it's time for phase 2. For phase 2, we're gonna practice only the jump from one hand to the other without the rotation. Start with a simple barrel roll. Then slowly go deeper and deeper if you feel that you can manage it. After a while, it should start to look like this. Now pay good attention to the legs. Pull the legs in before the jump and stretch them out after landing. You're gonna need this for later. The time you need to learn this phase will vary from person to person, depending on your strength and flexibility. And of course the number of hours you spend practicing. Now here's the tricky part. We're going to add the rotation to the jump. This may take a while because a lot of people go back to what they used to do before this stage. So it's better to do it as high as possible, even if it doesn't feel or look like a real AIRFLARE. As long as your landing is stable, you're still on the right track. So at this stage, your AIRFLARE should be taking shape. If you don't make the jump, try and keep your legs as high as possible, because if you don't make it, it's because your legs are too low. Make it as easy as possible for yourself. Once you feel safe doing one AIRFLARE, you should first practice the transition from the AIRFLARE to the windmill, then from the AIRFLARE to the flare, and then from the AIRFLARE to the elbow AIRFLARE. After landing your AIRFLARE, try getting into a baby freeze to make the transition to the windmill. After landing, push your legs forwards into the flare rotation. If you have a good flare, this stage won't take long. The good thing about the AIRFLARE is if you train one AIRFLARE, you get one elbow AIRFLARE for free. But notice that it doesn't work the other way around. After landing, place your elbow instead of your hand. The transition to the elbow AIRFLARE should be pretty natural. Now you're ready for the big step, the 2 AIRFLAREs. This is only possible if you master all of the other phases and steps. After landing, try and keep your legs up so you can land in a handstand. Then try to do exactly the same thing from the handstand position. The higher you keep your legs during the first AIRFLARE, the bigger the chance of passing the second one. This counts for your third and fourth AIRFLARE too. Make sure you practice all of the steps in a slow and controlled way, so you always know what you're doing. Don't worry if it doesn't look or feel like a real AIRFLARE yet. The legs will start stretching as soon as you learn 3 or 4 AIRFLAREs. So I hope you guys learned a lot from this tutorial. Feel free to ask any questions, and if you film your practice sessions, don't be afraid to send them to me and show me your progress. Alright? Peace!